Hello and welcome to Somatox again, the space where body and mind meet. This is Agatha, and today we will explore one of the most tender parts of our inner world. This is the inner child. This is the younger version of you, the one who still carries joy, curiosity, and wonder, but also pain, fear, and some unmet needs from the past. We will talk about what the inner child really is, how it shows up in your daily life, and how you can begin to heal and reconnect with that part of yourself. At the end, I will guide you through a short reflection practice to meet your inner child gently and safely. So if you can, take a deep breath in and exhale softly, and let's begin. What is the inner child? The inner child is a psychological and spiritual metaphor because it represents the part of us that still holds the emotions, memories, and needs from childhood. Carl Jung described it as the divine child, so a symbol of innocence and potential that never disappears. Other modern psychologists call it the emotional core of the self, so the part that remembers both the joy and the pain of growing up. When we speak about the inner child, we are talking about the layers of our experience formed long before we had words for them. So this is a very subconscious process. The times we felt safe, loved, or inspired, and the times when we felt unseen, scared, or not enough. This younger self remembers it all, and no matter how old you are, it shapes how we think, love, and respond to the world around us. This is why this topic is so important. And to be honest, I use this concept every day. I use it to forgive myself and to be softer within. I really encourage you to do the same because it's a complete game changer. Before I show you how to do it, let's discuss why it matters. Many of our emotional reactions as adults, especially the intense ones, are echoes of the child within us. When someone ignores our message and we suddenly feel rejected, when we try to please others, or when we crave affection, but we push it away out of fear, these are all the voices of our inner child calling for attention. The inner child longs to be seen, heard, and loved, not as a concept, but as a pure feeling inside the body. Psychologists and therapists working with the inner child therapy all describe similar truths. Healing begins when we learn to listen with compassion to the parts of us that were once silenced. So this is all about working on these parts. When we ignore them, they speak louder through anxiety, self-criticism, self-sabotage, perfectionism, or emotional distance. But when we listen with patience, curiosity, and love, we begin to soften. And this is how the healing starts. The question is, what do we need to heal from? So to put it simple, what are the most common wants and unmet needs of our inner child? The inner child can carry many forms of pain, feeling unseen or unheard by someone that we care about, being told to be strong or not to cry, experiencing neglect, criticism, instability, lack of emotional support, or growing up too fast to feel safe. So when we have a lot of pressure to be adult, we don't really have this moment of pure childhood, so we are missing that. Each of these experiences and many more can leave behind unmet needs for safety, love, validation, and just freedom to express ourselves without being criticized or judged. These unmet needs don't vanish with age. They don't go away automatically. It takes effort and it takes patience. They still live in the body as tension, defensiveness, emptiness. So this is why this topic is so relevant in Soma Talks as well, because it shows how emotional wounds can be stored in our bodies. And often, Our adult behaviors are attempts to finally meet those old unmet needs. For example, for control, overworking, addictions, people-pleasing, isolation, becoming needy of love of other people, and so on. The goal of inner child work is not to erase the past, but to meet those needs right now, because we still have a chance to do so. As the caring adult we've become, we should give more attention to our inner child if we really want to reach peace and self-love. The next question is, what are the healing practices? So, how can we really work on our inner child? I prepared for you a list of some proven ways to reconnect with your inner child. I use some of them and they work very well for me, so I hope you will find something for yourself too. Firstly, the inner dialogue. The self-talk is such an important thing, such an important element of our daily life. You can link it to journaling. For example, try to communicate with your inner child through writing a letter. Literally, write some words to your younger self, to your inner child. Ask, what do you need? Or what did you always want to hear, but you didn't? Let that child respond freely, without judgment. Just listen and observe. Write it down. Second solution is visualization. You can close your eyes and imagine literally meeting your younger self. So facing this pure, vulnerable inner child. Offer them safety, comfort, and words like, I see you, you did your best, you are loved unconditionally, and I will be always here for you. Another technique requires a bit more of conceptual work. So become the adult that your child self needed, one who offers patience, warmth, clear boundaries. Treat yourself with the same care that you would give a small child. So basically give yourself everything that you needed. This technique is called reparenting. So you basically, as an adult, gain the power to replace your parents from the past. You give yourself now everything that you always wanted to be given by those who were around you. Not necessarily parents, but all these people who were around you, who were judging you, who used to criticize you and overlook your needs. Don't blame them, but just give yourself what you always expected them to give you. My fourth proposal is to reconnect more with your creativity and this playfulness that all the kids have. So for example, try dancing, drawing, moving, singing, do something fun. Not for perfection or any ambitious goals, but just for joy. The inner child really heals through such practices. It likes to play as much as little kids do. My last suggestion would be talking to someone who can provide you professional guidance. If you feel like your inner child's wants are very deep, maybe you need some support from someone who knows how to help you. There are many kinds of therapies, for example, dynamic psychotherapy or any kind of psychotherapy, for example, schema therapy as well. Safely explore deep childhood wants, especially if trauma is involved. In all these solutions, suggestions that I propose you, remember that healing takes time and it happens in layers. So don't expect quick results. Don't expect quick healing because such a thing doesn't exist. There is no rush. This is a process. Treat it as a very gentle unfolding towards your inner child. Treat it as a journey of exploration, of communication, because it's also about learning how to talk to yourself, how to talk to your inner child, and how to address his or her needs. A very crucial part is also giving yourself love. And once you learn to give self-love, you also become better at sharing love with others externally. So this is why healing within matters so much. It improves your relationships, it makes your connection with people stronger, and it makes you feel like you truly belong to a group of people that you love. Now let me give you a glimpse of this feeling through a guided reflection. It would be the best if you can find a quiet space for this short exercise. Of course, starting with closing your eyes. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Now imagine yourself as a child, maybe 5, 6, 7 years old. Notice where you are. Maybe it's your childhood room, your backyard, maybe a favorite place where you used to play with your friends when you were a kid. Now see that younger you as a separate person. A child standing in front of you. Observe how this kid stands, what he or she wears, how she or he looks at you. Approach them slowly with kindness. Ask softly, what are you feeling right now? What do you need from me? Whatever comes up, just listen. There is no right or wrong. It's just about observation and awareness. Now say to the child, I'm here with you now. You are safe and you are loved. Place your hand on your heart, breathe in and out. Reconnect with your inner child. When you are ready, imagine that child stepping closer and closer until it merges with you. It becomes part of your present self. Feel your body soften, breathe in and out. Feel this connection. Take one last deep breath and exhale slowly. Whenever you are ready, open your eyes and come back. You can repeat this exercise whenever you need. Maybe now you are listening to this episode in a rush of day where you didn't really have time to slow down and go through it with consciousness. But I really encourage you to do it at some point. Take your notes, take your journal, write it down, write down your reflections, and try to make it an integrated part of your self-growth practices. Remember that our inner child is very vulnerable. It needs love. It really wants to be approved, accepted, and taken care of. And now, as an adult, you are able to give it all to yourself. You don't need to depend on anyone. You don't need to become needy of love of others because you have the power to give it to yourself. And your inner child needs that. Remember, inner child never disappears. It always lives within every moment of your day, filled with joy, curiosity, vulnerability, past wounds, and needs. So when you honor that part of yourself, you will see the difference. You will invite healing, softness, and wholeness into your life, which ultimately leads to peace and real happiness. So as you move through your day, just don't forget that somewhere within, there is always still a little part of you that needs softness, and just give it to yourself. Thank you for sharing this space with me today. It's a bit of a deeper topic, which sometimes we ignore and we are not able to face it just straight away, because many of us carry some deep trauma or things that we never discussed with others, things that are still somewhere within us, waiting quietly for our reaction. But if we don't address them, it only gets worse. The pain will only grow. So I really invite you to listen to yourself, love this inner child within you, and remember that you are already a whole. Integrate this inner child into your life. Again, thank you for listening. I hope you will find some space to reflect on this episode. This one is a bit different. It requires more attention and consciousness, but it will really make a difference if you make space for that. Thank you for being here, and until next time. Sama talks, Agata Daras.